our fingernails. You know what I mean? All right, we're live. So
we're live right now.
Yeah, that's what it says. So you can text your buddies. I'm
texting, not my buddies. I'm texting since you don't like to acknowledge anyone. I'm texting everyone.
All right, I'm going to
on Instagram. Do you say posting? Is that what you say?
Oh God, there is a severe generational gap right there.
Oh, you say posting? You don't say Instagram.
Yeah, nice little post. Yeah, a little Insta.
You don't say I'm Instagramming.
Yeah, that's what you say. You should start telling people that. All right, I'm gonna hit this thing now.
All right.
The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles?
Choo choo, bitch. It's Ked here, dude. Episode 305, Morning Skate. Guys, we have a good podcast for you.
We're live.
Yeah, we're live on everything. As Brownie said, we're posting, we're tweeting.
I think I'm doing something on Instagram right now.
Oh God, Brownie's he's off the rails. But welcome back, episode 305. We have a lot to talk about, some cool shit.
Shitload to talk about. I don't know how to stop this, dude. I literally, I have a square in the middle.
Turn your phone off, dude.
I have a square in the middle with a thing going around it while it's videoing us on the computer. What does that mean?
I don't.
Is that a story?
You need to. I don't know.
All right, hold on. It just finished.
Nervous.
Oh, look at I got it.
Oh God. Okay, guys. Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Episode 305. A lot to talk about. Brownie, how's it going, buddy?
Good. I just shared that. I'm good. It's the holiday season, and since the holiday season, Mealy, if you're listening, the official hockey podcast of the holiday season is back, baby. We're back.
Yeah,
we'll get to that noise later, but we're back. We are back. Actually, let's get to that right now. Tonight, we are brought to you live. By Loud Cup.
Loud Cup.
This is, quote, unofficially the world's loudest cup. The louder you blow, the more vibrant the noise. It comes in 8 vibrant colors. Ked has the, what do you got there? Baby blue?
Yeah, baby blue.
I have Huskies red. You can see right there, Loud Cup.
Yep, right there.
Comes in 8 vibrant colors. How it works, you fill it up, you drink it, you then blow and celebrate. The double wall insulation holds 20 ounces of your favorite bevy. And here's the nice thing. You can get your team or company logo on the cup itself, like above the Loud Cup, which is kind of cool. Great stocking stuffer, Secret Santa gift, www.loudcup.com. And I would recommend hurrying up because I heard they are flying off the shelves.
Yeah, and also if you forget to do the customized thing, you can go to our website and hit store. I think it's still up there, and you guys can buy Morning Skate stickers. I think they're like $2.
Yeah, so put a sticker on there. Yeah, actually, I have a stack of those stickers. Pretty good.
They're nice stickers. So you should just fucking hammer this cup with it.
Decals? Is that what they are? Would you call them decals?
A couple 2-tree decals. But all right, guys. Well, we're gonna hop in. We have a lot to talk about. I want to give myself a quick pat on the back, and I kind of committed to Brownie about this earlier. So as I'm talking, you guys probably know that Brownie does a lot of work for the Morning Skate. He puts his doc together. He annoys me enough until I get back on a podcast. I have to be better about that. But today I went in and I added some fucking stats. So I think it's going to be
great stats and great
extra.
Gives context. It gives updates. It's well appreciated. And that's what it is, buddy. I dig the puck out of our end. Give Ked the outlet. He dangles through a couple of guys up high, and then he catches me backdoor coming down the off wing.
Oh, I was going to say I scored and then just celebrated by myself.
Oh, the Austin Matthews? Okay.
Yeah. And also for anybody tuning in right now that just followed us on Facebook, we have like 1,000 new followers in the last month. So if any of you guys are new to the Morning Skate, thank you guys for checking us out. Keep tuning in. I tried lighting a fire underneath the blogger's ass today. Maybe get
wait till we get to my zeros. Wait till we get to my zeros, buddy.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's just hop into it. We got some mea culpas, and let's just do it up.
Hi, this is Mea Culpa, and I'm here to introduce the Morning Skates Mea Culpas with Ked and Brownie.
All right, here we are. Jonathan Huberdeau, who we talked about. He has another 7 years remaining after the season, at the end of the season, at 10.5 AAV. He has a no movement clause for the next 5, and then a no trade clause kicks in for the last 2 seasons. He'll be 37 when the deal expires, and my recommendation to any NHLer listening, find out who his fucking agent is.
Yeah, so here's the thing about this, and this is a stat that I kind of, brought up. So Calgary has 103 games played, 19 goals, 51 assists, 70 points, and -9. I probably could have done a little bit more stats with this, but it just kind of shows that you have a guy who's not even a point per game, and he's making 10.5 mil for the next 7 years. I don't really know what they're going to do. If they were to trade him, I doubt it'd be this year. They're definitely going to have to take back some salary on that. But
a lot of salary.
He just looks defeated. There was that clip of him earlier on the bench where he just looked like extremely sad boy hours. I don't know if you've ever done that on the bench. I have, where you're just like nothing's going your way. Hockey's supposed to be your outlet, and you just hate everything. I hope he fucking finds his groove. We'll see. But do you think there's a chance here? I mean, he produced a lot in Florida. But
there's a lot of rumors out there about him and his issues that he had in Florida. So I don't know if that's called him to Calgary. Allegedly, right. You were talking about on the bench and stuff. I will say this. When I used to be a lot more like serious or better, I guess, at beer league when I was younger, as my decline has gone, I had a buddy who we played D as my D partner, my buddy CP, shout out Patterson. It had to be perfect for the game for you to feel happy about it, right? It had to be the team won. You contributed in some way, either offensively or you had a great job defensively, right? And the team had to play a great game. Like everybody had to be skating hard. Otherwise, I'd be so annoyed if all three of those factors weren't hit. And I'm sure there are pros that deal with the same thing, or look at it the same way.
No, I get that. We'll see what happens in Calgary, but I mean, not a great start at the very least for that guy.
Up next, Bruce Boudreau was the head coach for Freddie Andersen's 3 years in Anaheim. So he must have been the coach that said Freddie was the best goalie in the league.
So I might have another mea culpa, dude, because I tried searching coach Freddie Andersen, best goalie in the league. Couldn't find it anywhere. I might have just made that up. It might have felt good for me in that moment.
Listen, Bruce Boudreau, if there's one coach or former coach in the NHL that doesn't care about mea culpas, it would be Bruce Boudreau.
That's fair.
He seems like a good guy. Jack Campbell, goalie Jack Campbell, has another 3 years remaining on his deal at $5 million AAV with a modified no trade clause. He'll be 34 when the deal expires. And if you want to.
Yeah, so I kind of went through the doc a couple days ago, so some of this might not be completely up to date in terms of like
within. But that's the morning skate difference right there.
Yes, but last 7 games, 3-4, 3.28 goals against, 893. He did have 3 wins in his last 4 starts, and an imperfect performance. Campbell stopped 31 of 35 shots the other night against the Condors. And it follows up a 39 save effort against the Henderson Silver Knights on the 29th and a 30 save shutout against the same squad a week prior. So it looks like he's kind of, starting to work it out.
Or is Jack Campbell one of those guys? You know how in baseball they say a guy's like a 4A player? Like he's too good for AAA, but he's not good enough for Major League Baseball. Could Jack Campbell be that guy for the NHL? He's in between the A and the N?
Somebody literally just said that about Capo Caco the other night.
Yeah.
A 4A player, which I thought was hilarious because I've never heard that before. So.
Oh, you never heard that? No, maybe it's it's a generational thing. On 32 Thoughts, they're clearly reading your blogs because they had a whole recent episode. They had a whole section on Panarin shaving his head, and that may be at work for Caco. So they're definitely listening.
They said that too?
Yeah, they were saying that. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Look at that.
Remember we talked about the Tampa Bay wide receiver Mike Evans. He actually hit it with like what they got 4 games left. For the 10th time in his 10-year career, he eclipsed 1,000 receiving yards. No one has ever done that in NFL history. Shout out Mike Evans. With Baker Mayfield throwing the ball this year. Hey. And then this friends location thing, I did some research, my own research. Having friends locations on your phone is a generational thing.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So that's it for Mea Culpas, buddy.
All right, not too bad. All right, let's kind of get into it, the bread and butter of the NHL in the news. All right, here we go.
I'm just going to blow this in between every segment.
Nothing wrong with that. And again, guys, it's Loud Cup. Milan Lucic appeared in court after allegedly choking his wife the Friday, the week before Thanksgiving. Lucic, who was reportedly drunk at the time, has taken a leave of absence from the team. Per local news, Lucic's wife called 911 and told Boston police her husband attacked and choked her. After being arrested, the wife said that he didn't choke her despite disputing her own 911 call, but that he grabbed her by the hair, yanked her back, and told her she wasn't going anywhere. After being unable to locate his phone, accusing his wife of hiding it. Per the responding officers, Lucic said he had no idea why the officers were at his home and was supposedly still drinking. Upon inspection of the home, officers found a broken lamp in the bedroom, but Lucic went with the officers without pushback. This is a sobering reminder that back in 2011, police were called to Lucic's Boston home in another domestic disturbance, but no charges were filed. That was the incident when Lucic inquired of the police, "Do you know who I am?" That's always a bad look. After his court appearance, Lucic pled not guilty. He was released on his own recognizance and is not allowed to consume any alcohol or any further abuse of his wife per the court. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Stupid. I've never heard that. That was so bizarre to me.
Yeah. He's been on LTIR since October 21st and is scheduled in court January 19th. Subsequently, it was announced that Lucic entered the NHLPA assistant program. The charge was assault and battery on a family member in Massachusetts, carries up to 2.5 years and a $5,000 fine for a first offense.
I have some things to say about the NHL and the NHLPA, which we'll get to later on another story about the assistance program. But fuck him if this is true.
It's fair.
Yeah, simple as that. I mean, innocent until proven guilty, but
it's a tough fucking luck, dude.
There's some people that are in the know in the local area here that I know that have said that due to the team being so close and tight, this had a big part in their 3-game skid.
It makes sense. I mean, it's pretty brutal to see. I remember when the Bruins signed him in the offseason, it was like, holy fuck, he's going back to Boston. Hopefully he can, find that Boston Bruins type game. He only played, I think, 4 games with you before he got hurt.
Yeah.
And then this happened. So
if he's guilty, he's never going to play in the NHL again.
I think if he's not guilty, I think there's a good chance he doesn't play again.
No, that's fair too. Yeah. Because the stigma of it. Yeah. All right. Continue, sir.
Adam Johnson tribute. The Nottingham Panthers paid tribute to Johnson during a recent game. The players took the ice in Johnson's number 47 sweater and gathered both teams at center ice during a video tribute. The team has retired his number, and the fans sang in tribute.
That's one thing I do love about England sports is the way they all sing, in the stands and stuff, like for soccer.
Yeah, Nick Bonino and I think Blake Wheeler are both trying out the net guards. Anybody on the Bruins?
Yeah. Laco had one on. Someone else had one on. Maybe Patras. I don't remember. But yeah, a few guys do.
More. Claude Giroux had one on tonight in the Ottawa game.
Claude Giroux's looked pretty cool. It was different. I don't know what brand
Claude Giroux, Claude
Giroux is pretty fucking cool.
He looked like a World Junior Canada player. Like, I don't know how else to describe it.
I love in his game tonight we'll talk about the Rangers game later, but he tried that wraparound 2 times. I thought that was great.
Well, it worked once. So the Sens took the ice for the warm-ups in the game in Minnesota and Stockholm, and there were no pucks present for them to work with. The team skated laps and stretched until pucks were located for the squad. I'd be having like PTSD of bag skates. It's like, oh God, I don't want to do this.
Exactly. It's just a funny little hiccup. For this multi-billion-dollar company that the NHL is, it's still like the fanatic stuff and stuff like this. It's like, dude, seriously?
Yeah, the Fanatics thing. I saw the other day somebody got an Adam Fox jersey, and instead of just saying Fox, it said Adam Fox.
Yeah, it said Adam Fox, right? Yeah.
Tough fucking luck, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of a tough fucking look, continue.
Well, before I even do it, I mean, pucks are the only way you look cool in warm-ups. Like, you can't just skate around and not do anything. Everybody, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I meant tough look. The next story, the Islanders.
Yeah, the Islanders set a new attendance record low at the UBS Arena with 13,527 in attendance. That's what happens when you lose 7 straight going back to November 1st.
It's probably not 7 straight at this point. I didn't update it.
You can read more about the Islanders' woes on the morning skate where Anthony breaks it all down. I mean, this is the junior varsity team of hockey in New York, just like the Mets, just like the Jets, just like the Nets.
Is that how it works? Is it Mets, Jets, Nets, Islanders?
Yeah, that's the JV team.
No, but I mean, is that the fan base cross?
I think so for the most part.
There might be Yankees, Rangers, Giants.
Yeah, Knicks. Yeah,
and Knicks. Yeah.
But yeah, the Islanders. I don't know. I see Lane Lambert's his name's in the news about getting fired. It's a rough one for them. Not good. The Kalamazoo Wings recently played a game against the Toledo Walleyes where the Wings forgot their jerseys and had to play in borrowed practice jerseys from the Walleyes. The Walleyes got the 4-2 win. This is crazy, and this would only happen.
But you expect this in the ECHL, right?
I mean, you should. It's professional hockey.
No, I understand, but it's not a surprise like forgetting pucks at the NHL level.
I think the fucking jersey dude, whoever was supposed to bring the jerseys, you fire him after that.
So years ago, there's an island off of the Massachusetts coast called Cuttyhunk, right? And I was in a fishing tournament out there years ago where you had to go out. You couldn't leave before like 4 a.m. and you had to weigh in all your fish at like 7 a.m. It's the Masters Classic. It's a great tournament. It's like 5 days or whatever.
Masters, dude. All right. Hell yeah.
Well, you get points per pound of species. So
do you remember that one story that you had with the two dudes who loaded all their fish with like fucking metal beads and shit?
True story. I didn't make it up.
It happens.
So,
and that wasn't even the Masters, dude.
Right. So we were that's freshwater, dude. That's fishing on a toilet bowl. So we were out there, and in the morning before we took off, their boat next to us at the dock was this ridiculous like 45-foot center console with like 3 outboard motors, like, triple 250s, just a sick fucking boat.
Tesla boat while you're in like the 70 like station wagon. Yeah,
right. So me and my buddy who I went fishing with, we're up on the front of our boat and we're getting high before we go out, right? So the mate on the other boat is like, "Hey, you guys smoking?" We're like, "Yeah, man, come on over." So the kid came over and we blazed up with him. He goes over, does his thing. They leave, we leave. He left like cases of oil sitting on the dock. Forgot him because he was high. 2 of the engines seized and they had to be towed back in. That kid got fired and flown home.
No way.
Yeah, so that's like this equipment guy. It's probably a similar thing. Like the guy was like, "Yeah, what's good? Let me blaze one for the ride."
You think he was getting stoned before the bus trip?
I think he probably drove the equipment bus and he was like, "Let me just blaze one for this ride or take a gummy."
That's wild.
Yeah,
maybe. Alex Newhook, he'll miss the next 10 to 12 weeks with a high ankle sprain. They always say ankle sprain's worse than an ankle break.
I was just thinking that same thing. Yeah.
In 23 games played, he has 7 goals, 6 assists. He's averaging 16 minutes, 34 time on ice. Pretty big. I mean, it's obviously not a point per game, like almost half a point per game, but like you need those guys in your lineup in 10 to 12 weeks.
I think he's a good player. I like Newhook's game.
Yeah, he's definitely not bad. So hopefully he gets better soon. The Leafs placed defenseman Jonathan Klingberg on LTIR retroactively from 11-11, make a wish. In 14 games played, no goals, 5 assists. He's a -7. He's playing 20 minutes of ice. I saw something. It's a hip injury. Some people say he might never be able to play.
Yeah, might never play again. Yeah,
which
is unfortunate.
Is this all new though? Because like I don't ever remember him being like hurt a lot.
So you think he got there as like damaged goods?
I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty big injury, no?
I would think so. It might be. Yeah, I don't know. Hips are messed up because there are some guys that never come back from them. And then, like, look at Marchand. He had the double. So,
look at Marchand.
I'm saying. At least I didn't talk about the other guy. I'm not saying yet. I'm waiting.
Yeah, right now. Let's see how long that lasts. Milwaukee Admirals Luke Prokop became the first openly gay player to appear in an AHL game. 21-year-old was the 73rd pick in Nashville in the 2020 draft.
So, hey, good on him.
Good on him. The Rangers on November 16th, 1926, Clarence Taffy Abel made his NHL debut with the Rangers. He is one of the first known Native American players in league history. He won the Cup in 1928 with the Rangers and again in 1934 with the Blackhawks.
Good on him.
Good on him.
And good on the Rangers for breaking that barrier.
At least we're not signing Mitch Miller, Some original 6 teams have to have class. Speaking of class, Adam Fox has announced a partnership with Brooklyn Bagel and Coffee Company, which includes an interview-style show called Bagels and Fox and a menu item called the Foxy. Fox commented, "As a Jewish kid from Long Island, a bagel partnership is something I'm extremely excited about." He returned to the lineup. Again, this is last games, but he had 3 games played, 4 assists, 13 games played total, 15 points. I think he had another assist tonight.
He had at least one that I watched. I missed the first period, but I saw.
I wish that he said as a Jewish kid from New York. That would have made me feel a little bit better than saying from Long Island. That's a -1, yeah, but New York would have been better.
All right, fair
optics. But nice to have him back in the lineup. Well, I'm going to talk all Rangers in a little bit.
I know. I saw the sheet.
Former Ranger Brendan Smith suspended 2 games for a 2-hander on Philadelphia Flyers Travis Konechny. It was Konechny's cross-check that instigated the slash, and Konechny got a $5,000 fine. He fought, and then earlier, Smitty fought Connor Clifton in retribution for a hit earlier in the year on Nico Hischier. This was an insane slash.
That was a guy who showed up to beer league buckled and angry and was like, "I'm going out to hurt somebody."
I'm surprised that slash did not start a shit ton of violence.
Brendan Smith can still chuck him. That's why
he can. Well, I don't know if that's what who did he fucking bloodied up? Oh, he fought Anders Lee the other day, and he fucking
that's right.
pooned him up.
Yeah.
Anders
Lee was like farm boy strong, I would imagine too.
Yeah,
he just strikes me as that guy.
I don't know if he played football in Notre Dame, or they said he could have played football in Notre Dame. But
He was like Mr. Football from wherever state he
probably
graduated
Minnesota,
high school.
I would assume from.
Maybe Michigan. Yeah, something like that.
But I was talking to a few Bora Rex about Brendan Smith and Devils.
I forgot Brendan Smith was still in the league, to be honest with you.
Well, Devils fans are starting to turn on him like the Rangers fans did, and it's one of those things, guys. Enjoy the good moments, and the bad moments, you just have to, they're going to come. He's going to cough up the puck 2 or 3 times a game. That's going to give grade A scoring chances, but he will fight Anders Lee. He will fight Tom Wilson. He will injure himself occasionally.
And he's got to be 10 years older than Connor Clifton at least.
Yeah, and he brought the Superman punch back. The Spider-Man punch. Lay off the weed. The Superman punch back. So love to see that. More New Jersey Devils. Dougie Hamilton was placed on long-term injury reserve after tearing his left pectoral muscle. He had 5 goals and 11 assists on the year. So they called up Simon Nemec. That is the 2nd overall pick from 2022 to join Luke Hughes, who was the 4th overall pick in 2021. Nemec had 2 assists in his debut. Hughes has 22 games played, 3 goals, 11 assists. Got some good young defensemen there. Kind of remind you a little bit of the Sabres with power.
He also got fucking lit up by Garnet
Hathaway. Yeah, dude.
And listen, if you want to complain about that hit, if you're one of those people that want to complain about that hit, blame the ref because they should have blown the whistle on the icing. There was no 100%. Whistle. You play through the whistle.
100%. I put that on our YouTube channel. If you guys are listening to us, head over to our YouTube channel. I think we're up to over 300 subscribers there. So chipping away at it, man. Chip away.
Yep.
Patrick Laine was a healthy scratch for a game against Philadelphia in a 5-2 loss. He signed for this year and 2 more at $8.7 million. The day after, Laine commented, "The health bomb over my career. It's probably the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me." In his last 5 games, he has 2 goals and an assist. You want to talk about?
In the last
week, roll your eyes.
In the last week, I watched the Bruins play the Maple Leafs and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Okay, and I watched Austin Matthews float around and not back check and score 2 goals because he's just not getting in any traffic.
He's learning from Tavares. Did you see Tavares the other night on Marchand's game winner?
When he gave up on the back check? Yeah, fucking
just
brutal.
There in the neutral
zone. So I watched that and I felt justified. And if you see my blog, fuck the Leafs, it got a lot of traction. I tried putting it in Leafs Reddit, but they caught that pretty quick. But then the Columbus Blue Jackets came to town after spanking the Bruins 5-2 like a week ago. And I watched Laine play, and I was never a big Laine guy because in Winnipeg, he used to take shifts off all the time, which drove me crazy because Bufflin was there and Blake Wheeler and Scheifele, guys that really gave a shit. Trouba, I think him and Trouba probably overlapped in Winnipeg. But anyways, Laine was busting his ass on the back check all night, played a whole 200-foot game. I think he had over 18 minutes of total ice. So, like I said to you when we were talking earlier the other day, right now, you give me the choice between Laine and Matthews, I'm taking Laine.
That's insane to me, but, to each their own.
Mm-hmm.
We knew that, you were going to say that. So it's kind of where we're at on that one. Let's see. Sam Girard entered the NHLPA assistance program to deal with his mental health and wants to address his anxiety and depression that has gone untreated too long and led to alcohol abuse.
So this is what I was going to talk about. So Scott Darling was on a What Chaos podcast, which I don't know it. I just saw the clip they put out on Instagram. And Scott Darling, who's been in the NHLPA assistance program, said that the NHLPA, this assistance program, are run by fucking monsters. That was his exact quote. He was on there. He's like, get help, but don't do it this way officially. And I guess there's like the stigma that we would think that is gone. Like we talk about mental health and how positive everything is at the league and some teams HQ. That stigma still exists, and Darling was like giving a warning to young players. It was a pretty strong statement from him.
Yeah, I think he said just to go do it yourself. Right?
Yeah, exactly. On your own, keep it quiet. So take that for whatever it's worth,
Yeah, it's kind of sad, right?
Yeah, very sad.
You would hope that you wouldn't have to do that, but here we are. Vancouver acquired defenseman Nikita Zadorov from Calgary for a 5th-round pick in 2024 and a 3rd-round pick in 2025. Carries a $3.5 million cap hit for the season, and then as a UFA. Leafs were trying to trade for him and Hannah, but they couldn't get money to work in terms of
because they have no money because they pay 3 guys $30 million a year.
Yeah, and I read something somewhere. I don't know if it was real, but he said that I forget what number he wears, but like that's the only number he will wear. So I don't know. I'm gonna have
What
to
number is he?
Dude, honestly, I do not give a shit. So I don't know. But
you can't say that and not say what
well,
number he is.
Well, I don't really care about Nikita's. I mean, he's not a Ranger.
I agree with you, but the fact that he was like, "Oh, I'm not going."
Yeah, but it might not even have been a real report.
I'm curious.
It might not even have been a real report. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I think I saw that, but allegedly, big allegedly next to that one. And Vancouver wasn't done. They traded Anthony Beauvillier to Chicago for a 5th-round pick in 2024. He has 2 goals, 6 assists in 22 games played this season. He has scored 18 goals 4 times. He scored 21 goals once. I think putting him with Bedard, especially after they lost Perry, which we'll get into in a little bit. It's a good addition for that club. So we'll see how that goes. I finished Olympian Sani
Hakala. I think it's Hakala. I think.
She was injured in a recent Swedish Hockey League game when she collided with the goalpost. The 26-year-old captain of her team has been paralyzed from the chest down with reduced function in her arms and hands. She won 2 bronze Olympic medals and was a member of 4 world championships, winning two bronze and 1 silver. In a statement, she talked about dealing with not only the loss of hockey in her life, but the possibility that she may spend the rest of her days in a wheelchair. In true warrior mentality, she ended the statement with, "The situation obviously sucks, but I'm not scared to take it on. Best wishes, and hopefully the situation improves for her." This was a really shitty thing. You could tell like she was in serious trouble almost immediately, and everybody skated over to her.
But I like her. I like the way she's facing.
Like, it sucks.
It totally sucks. Yeah. So hey, I looked up Zadorov. He wears 91. So would he not go to the Leafs because Tavares wears 91?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, if so, fuck him. I mean, that's just so.
He must have just started wearing 91 because if he was on the Flames, Kadri definitely wears 91.
Yeah.
So he must have changed his number. So all bark, no bite.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Here we go.
Corey Perry was scratched versus the Blue Jackets in a 7-3 loss. Was not present at the practice the next day. The Hawks said it was an organizational decision, and in the days that followed, put him on unconditional waivers with the intent to release him for conduct unbecoming. The internet went wild with rumors about Perry and Connor Bedard's mom. As more news started to trickle out, including a statement from Perry, it seems as if a drunken night in Nashville involved the Chicago Blackhawks staffer.
This is all allegedly. Nothing's been confirmed.
I have an alleged thing that definitely happened, and I know it's who it's with. I'll talk to you off camera, but it's 100%, and it's pretty fucking crazy, and I don't know if it's ever actually going to come out.
What's horrible is that Connor Bedard had to do a press conference basically saying,
"Oh yeah, the Winnipeg
Corey
Jets
Perry didn't bang my mom."
When Winnipeg Jets media person asked him that, and then the owner of the Jets went up to Bedard and apologized for that question coming in.
Good on the owner. That owner of the Jets seems like a really good dude.
Yeah, but like, you want to know what, dude? Like, some people might say it's a piece of shit thing to ask the kid, but that put it to bed. Like, no, I don't know why the Blackhawks didn't do this the fucking first day. Like, they just
the Blackhawks. Listen, the Blackhawks are fucking morons, right? We've established that's a long established thing. But I think that the reporter did the right thing by asking. Mm-hmm. And I think the Jets owner did the right thing by apologizing. I think that was correct all around. And I think Bedard did the right thing by addressing it and putting it to rest.
I mean, how much?
Shout out to Cronin for his blog about Blackhawks sex scandal that was consensual.
Yeah, it's Bedard. I mean, he's handled everything really well. Can you imagine how much pressure that kid has? And he's just Taylor Hall's done for the year after undergoing knee surgery. That sucks. I mean, it would have been kind of nice to watch him play with somebody who was decent.
He was playing pretty well too.
Maybe the Beauvillier thing will happen. Cal Clutterbuck played in his 1,000th game before Thanksgiving. The Welland, Ontario native has put up a stat line of 138 goals, 142 assists for 280 points.
Not updated, but yeah.
684 PIMs and add another 12 goals, 8 assists for 20 points in 78 playoff games for the Wild and Islanders. He's a part of the Welland 5 that came into the league around the same time. That's Matt Ellis, Danny Paille, Dan Girardi, and Paul Bissonnette. Clutterbuck is a fucking nail gun, dude. I would have wanted him on my team. Probably not now, but definitely earlier in his career. He was
in my top 100 of all time that I picked. Love Clutterbuck.
Top 100 of all time.
My
You're
list.
Insane, dude.
It's my list.
Oh my god.
If you're interested, you can go find it on Morning Skate. It's search Brownie's 100, and you'll have my list.
Showtime's back in Detroit. Patrick Kane to the Detroit Red Wings 1 year, $2.75 million. One of the biggest factors for Kane was a chance to play with DeBrincat again. I think Emily Kaplan said that he was really interested in going back to the Rangers, but the Rangers obviously kind of fit with the cap room and their current situation. I thought there was a chance when Capo got hurt, which we'll get into in a little bit. Capo got fucked up. I don't know when he's even going to come back.
You think they're going to go LTIR and bring in
maybe
Kane?
This opens the door. Kane and DeBrincat, they obviously played with the Blackhawks from 2017 to 2022. A little stat for you. While teammates in Chicago, DeBrincat recorded 2 seasons with over 75 points, and Kane averaged over 85 points per season. So
I forget the kid who was wearing 88 for Detroit, but he was like
Daniel Sprong.
Was it Sprong? He was like, he's the best American player of all time. Yeah, 88's his.
I'm sure Kane probably hooked him up.
I'm sure Kane probably hooked him up. But I will say this: did you see the Panarin interview?
Yeah, but he's like, we're not friends anymore.
He's like, we're not friends anymore. Yeah, it was great. It was funny.
Yeah.
You know?
Panarin's the fucking man, dude.
Yeah.
Speaking of who's the fucking
Speaking
man,
of the man,
the NHL fucking poster boy, dude.
Yeah,
Cale
he
McCarr,
is.
bro.
Yeah.
Became the fastest
That's
defenseman.
not his fault. You can't blame him for that.
Fuck him. Fastest defenseman in NHL history to reach 200 assists, 254 games played. McCarr unseats Vancouver Quinn Hughes. He had it in 263 games as the fastest of 200 assists. Brian Leetch was the third fastest, 264. I tried looking at that box, and he's not even like close to those numbers, which pissed me off. But Norris,
if McAvoy was close, he would have been on the list too.
Yeah. Minnesota Wild, they're cleaning house. The Wild fired head coach Dean Evison and assistant Bob Woods and put John Hines behind the bench. Since then, they've won a few games, so hopefully that kind of.
There's always that bounce back when you get a new coach. Everybody's like, "Oh shit, we just cost 2 guys their jobs."
Right. Ryan Hartman was suspended 2 games for tripping Alex DeBrincat. Whatever.
Now, when we talk about the NHL not getting out of their own way, this story is a perfect example.
Yeah, so Marc-Andre Fleury was told he wasn't allowed to wear a helmet with a design honoring his wife's Indigenous heritage on Indigenous Heritage Night. The mask was designed by Cole Red Horse Taylor of the Prairie Island Indian community and featured a design to honor Fleury's wife and a quote from his father in the name of his kids. The NHL said it would fine Fleury in the Wild if he wore the mask in warm-ups. Well, doesn't Fleury, he's going to do what Fleury does. He's going to wear it. There was no fine or punishment. Let's just kind of get into this. This is just so fucking stupid. I saw a lot of people, like I posted something on Instagram. A lot of people are like, well, the uniform, like, dude, goalies have been able to paint their fucking masks for forever. This isn't exactly like he's putting a patch on his jersey or something like that.
No.
I kind of get what the NHL is trying to do just because of how much pushback and like drama there was surrounding Pride Night last year, where they just want to cut everything out. But and I almost respect the fact that they are entirely sticking to their guns. Like it isn't a good look. None of this is a good look, but it's not like they're switching up for anything. Like they're an asshole, but they're an asshole the entire time. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not like flippy floppy. They are just consistently a fucking asshole.
Who was the player from the Flyers that caused the stir about Pride Night last year? He doesn't play for the Flyers anymore.
Provorov.
Was it it was Provorov. When he played, when the Bruins played, when he played at the Bruins, it was the Pride Night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. What I saw, it wasn't Heatley. I don't remember who it was a former player had a tweet and said something along the lines of, the easiest way to fix this is pick one night when all teams play and let the players wear whatever the fuck they want during warmups and be done with it. You don't have to. But you know how the NFL does the cleats for my car?
The NHL doesn't want to do that because if people don't do anything, they are going to be the ones that are singled out. That's the only reason they're doing this. Like,
no, but if they say
they want to protect their players,
but not everybody does the cleats things for the NFL. Not everybody does it.
Dude, the media, bro. Like, if everybody's wearing Pride Night stuff and Anthony DeAndre comes out with U.S. military jersey,
that's not what I'm saying.
Get ruined.
It could be a Pride Night. It could be a Hispanic heritage jersey. It could be military appreciation. You can go out there with your favorite beer league team. You can wear whatever the fuck you want for warm-ups one night.
You know what? And it'd be one night, and I wouldn't have to deal with it for the rest of the year. So
I think it's worth a try, right?
I don't think you could probably do jerseys, but you could probably figure something out.
No. Oh.
They would never agree to that. The PWHL is kicking off their inaugural season on January 1st with New York at Minnesota. Friend of the podcast, Chloe Ward, will be on the ice for the New York.
Yep.
And the entire league will be in Utica, New York right now for a 5-day evaluation camp that will feature.
They are literally playing right now.
3 days of scrimmages along with off-ice meetings ahead of the final roster cutdowns. I mean, that's not even that far from here.
So, dude, it's an hour and a half. I already looked. So this is crazy. They're playing right now, scrimmages today. I think they had 3. All teams played.
Tell me what channel is on.
It's not on TV anywhere.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't want to get off on this huge tangent, but I'm gonna. The women's Frozen 4 is not being promoted at all, but the men's is.
So this was on all day. The NHL Network could have put this on the NHL Network.
Yeah.
Well, there's only so many times that you can watch, like, I don't know, Rick Jenneret calls from fucking the early 2000s. Like, only so many times you can see R.J. Umberger get buried by Brian Campbell.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. The best women players in the world are at Utica, New York, playing right this fucking minute, and you can't watch.
Yeah. Hockey difference. NHL is progressing in talks to host the NHL draft in Vegas at the Sphere. I think they are.
It's been announced it is happening at the Sphere.
Pretty cool.
Your boy, Jimmy D.
Oh, my God. Your boy. Wait, who's Jimmy D?
James Dolan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The Sphere is his thing.
That is my boy. Deputy Commissioner
Jimmy Dean.
I thought you're bringing up the NHLPA guy for some reason.
Oh, sorry. No, that's Marty Walsh.
Deputy Commissioner Bill Daley, the NHL is looking to have an international tournament in February 2025 and then wants to return to the 2026 Olympics and stage a World Cup that follows 2 years afterwards. I have two bad things about this.
I have a third. Go ahead.
The World Cup, it's US, Canada, Sweden, Finland. So you're not going to have Malkin, Panarin, Kucherov, Shesterkin, Draisaitl, Leachier, Zuccarello, Pasternak. Like, you're not going to have any of those.
No, Pasternak will be there.
For playing for who? He's
Czech.
It's US, Canada, Sweden, and Finland.
Oh, that's all they're allowing?
Yeah.
Did they have to earn their way in international play?
I don't know.
That might be a thing where they have to earn their way, the teams, by international play.
That's the thing I saw. And then today, 2026 Olympics, they haven't even started making the rink yet.
That was the thing I was going to say, yeah. Because there's some type of language in the collective bargaining agreement that it left a huge amount of wiggle room in terms of, because I was reading some reporter today, there's huge amount of wiggle room in the NHL CBA with the NHLPA that the PA just kind of let slide, where it's like, we can back out if it's not, and it's very like murky. It's not like, hey, we're going. And they should have basically addressed it at the time, and they just kind of let it slide. So
yeah, it's fucking stupid. The league announced that the All-Star player draft is back for this year. 4 captains will choose their team with a celebrity co-captain.
I'm guessing celebrity is, there's a lot of fucking quotes on that. Have you seen the NHL awards, who they get for celebrities? It's like,
I love Nickelback, dude. I don't know why you're chirping Nickelback right now, but
I'm not talking about Nickelback. I'm talking about the celebrities they have doing the stuff there. They're like, I don't know, what do you say, C and D list celebrities? You can get bigger people.
Wasn't Phil Kessel picked last?
Won a car.
Yeah, he won a car. And then they stopped it because it was Phil in like an oversized suit and everybody felt bad for him. All-Star news, the PWHL will be at the NHL All-Star weekend. We'll face off Thursday, February 1st at Scotiabank in a 3-on-3 showcase.
That hopefully will be on TV.
Alex Ovechkin thinks that he and Sidney Crosby are getting the Rodney Dangerfield treatment. We saved the league. Now the new guys come in and we're old news, but we saved the league. It's up to those guys to come and prove me wrong that we're not the best. We saved the NHL. In 1300,
I'm going to translate that from Russian to English. What he means is, my team stinks, and I'm a very one-dimensional player now, and Sid can still play 200 feet, and I'm a pissy pants poo-poo boy.
It's a lot, dude. In 1,368 games played, Ovechkin has 827 goals, 672 assists for 1,499 points, 300 power play goals. Crosby in 1,213 games played, 564 goals, 963 assists, 1,527 points. Both won cups. Crosby won 3, Ovechkin won 1. He's right, though, because if you look at the league right now, it'd probably be McDavid and Makar. Those are like the two.
And Bedard, and the Hughes brothers, they promote a shitload about them.
And it's still pretty early, but okay, here's one for you. I think everybody probably thinks that Connor McDavid's offense is probably a little bit better than Sidney Crosby. I think a lot of people would argue that McDavid's a better player. Crosby, in my opinion, did more for the game than McDavid did, or has.
And I think you could say that Crosby did more than Ovechkin did.
Yeah, but I'm just saying Crosby and Ovechkin, I'm looking at those two players, and it might just be because I grew up with them, and McDavid and Makar are still early, and I didn't really grow up with Crosby and Ovechkin. I grew up with I don't know, Leach and fucking Korea and those guys, but for my teenage years into early 20s, those were the guys.
Well, it's like Brady Manning, right, for the NFL.
Right, but it's going to be hard for two players, I think, to come in and have the same type of
Impact.
thing. That might be from a Rangers fan too, because Pittsburgh, Washington, we saw a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
Like Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews are still great players, but like, and people say that Patrick Kane's probably the best American to ever play, and they were playing in Chicago, but to me, they don't even sniff Ovechkin and Crosby.
No, I agree with that. I think if you had, like, let's say the Western Conference Final the next 5 years, let's say 3 of them featured the Oilers and Colorado Avalanche, then that maybe that narrative shifts.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I think maybe the game needed Ovechkin and Crosby more then than the game needs McDavid and McCarr now.
Well, I also think the fact that Ovechkin and Crosby didn't have the greatest friendship, I think, added to that.
Yeah. Oh, and they were like rivals, right? Like they played all the time and shit.
Mm.
That could definitely be it. And I also think, like, I'm saying this, what if McDavid and McCarr were on Washington and Pittsburgh? Like,
bigger markets. Yeah.
I'm sure if you're listening to this and you're in Canada, you probably think I'm a fucking idiot just because
I'm sure.
is so fucking big up there. But like down here, I don't think he has the same, I don't know.
Doesn't have the same jam. No, impact. I get it. Yeah.
The EIHL legendary footballer Peter Cech made his pro hockey debut for the Belfast Giants at the age of 41. The Czech soccer goalie played for Chelsea and Arsenal and has been referred to as the greatest football goalie in history. Per reports, Cech has always loved hockey and wanted to give it a go.
Dude, I saw this story and I didn't realize how big a deal this guy is until I did like a little, like the bare minimum of research. Mm-hmm. It's like if Lundqvist was like, you know what? I always liked baseball. I'm going to go play for the Toledo Mud Hens or whatever. That's basically what it's like. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty.
It's like Michael Jordan going to play baseball.
Okay, but hockey to soccer.
Yeah, or soccer to hockey.
Pittsburgh, we had 2 goalie goals. Alex Nedeljkovic, I always fuck that up. As a young netminder, scored a goal against Providence in the AHL before getting the call up to shut out the Golden Knights. Not to be outdone by him, Tristan Jarry put home the first goalie goal in Penguins history when he scored against Tampa to put the Pens ahead 4-2 and get the win in front of a stunned Tampa Bay Lightning crowd. 2 goalie goals in a week.
Which was great was I saw 2 things. One, I saw they had all the stats of Jarry's goal versus Omar's goal, like the height, the distance, the speed, like side by side. It was a pretty cool little video. And then,
angle.
What's that?
Launch angle.
Yeah, all that stuff. And then to see Sidney Crosby be like, yeah, that was really cool because he had never been on the ice for a goalie goal.
Yeah,
and you could see like the Sid the Kid. You know what I mean? It was cool to see him get excited over that.
It's funny how as Sidney Crosby gets older, I like him more and more.
Same, because he doesn't whine anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of whine, I watched the Rangers play the Red Wings.
Oh, I thought you were going into the McDavid. I'm like, wait, McDavid doesn't whine.
No, never mind.
No, go ahead. No, I hear it now.
The Rangers played the Red Wings and the Senators the last couple games, and those are the 2 biggest crybaby, baby back bitch franchise. And that maybe not the Senators.
Did I tell you Tim Stutzel?
That fucking kid is the
constant.
Worst.
The trip he got to put the Rangers on the 5-on-3 tonight was the most blatant trip ever, and he cried the whole way to the box. And I didn't notice it, but he does this. I've seen him do this playing the Bruins. He'll take a dumb penalty, and then for like the next 3 shift, he's the biggest fucking rat behind the play.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy.
He's a fucking asshole. And then the Red Wings, I was surprised how bad the Red Wings were. Every time
Dylan Larkin, you go by your leader, and Dylan Larkin's he's had that knock on him through his career.
Larkin's Matt. It's not even him. It's like Lucas Raymond and like those fucking.
Well, they follow Larkin, you know.
Yeah. Edmonton, Connor McDavid collected his 9th career 5-point game in pass Evgeny Malkin for most 5-point games among the active players, 26 years old. Pretty good. Yeah.
Yep.
You do the next one. I'm gonna sneeze.
You can't do that. Kasper Gilberg was suspended from a Swedish Hockey League until New Year's Eve 2024 after he checked a referee into the boards and broke the guy's arm. Gilberg, who plays for HC Vita Hasten, is 6'5", 227, and is a repeat offender as he was suspended 9 games earlier this season for an illegal flying elbow to the head. The 22-year-old led the league in PIMs with 66 this season after totaling 124 PIMs in 33 games last year, along with a 6-week suspension.
So this guy's
just out there running around like the Federal League.
Fucking psycho, dude. Put him in the Fed.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, on Instagram, I forget the guy's name. He did like the the Ice Warriors thing. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Where like it was like a fighting UFC on skates or whatever. I don't know if he won it or not, but he plays in the Fed on Danbury, and he has like all these videos where he's mic'd up and he goes out and he just beats the shit out of these guys on the Fed, which is like hilarious because the Fed is such like a rat joke of a league.
Yeah.
Like if you play Division III and like you're going around and you're telling girls like, hey, I'm gonna play in the Fed, I'm gonna be a pro hockey player, and because you get paid like $50 a week, but it costs more. Not
a lie.
Yeah, but it costs more money to like get your car to the rink than you're getting.
So hey, have you ever had to pay a goalie to play beer league?
I don't think so.
Like you're desperate, so you like here in Mass, they have a Mass Skaters website where you can always find games, and you put out the signal like the bats in, like, hey, we need a goalie last minute, help us, free beer and $20. So that's technically a professional goalie.
That's kind of
you got paid.
But anyway, so this kid, like, he puts out these videos where he's mic'd up and like he'll score a goal and like, dude, he beats the fuck out of people. So he just got suspended 18 games for fucking hurting somebody in the Fed. This league, so every once in a while, if we have nothing posted on Instagram, like I'll go through my camera roll on my phone and I'll just find like old videos that I think might be good or whatever.
Yeah.
I found this one video of another dude in the Fed where they won the puck back, neutral zone face off, not at center ice, like towards like one of the benches, won the puck back, went D to D, and the dude fucking defenseman takes the puck and just rips a slap shot into the bench, the other team's bench, and all hell breaks loose. Like that's the Fed. This league is fucking crazy. I saw that hit and I saw it was a Fed. I was like, of course, like another fucking 18-game suspension. Then it turned out to be the kid who just beats the shit out of everybody.
Yeah,
like, okay, it kind of makes sense. That guy is dialed the fuck in and he loves hockey. So good on you, dude. Tamo Solani and Brett Hull have roles playing themselves in a new movie called Minor Leaguer. The film is a comedy and both former NHLers have an on-screen feud that drives the plot.
It looks pretty funny. No, it looked pretty funny. I mean, it looks super cheesy, like after school type special quality, but the clips I saw of Hull and Solani were pretty funny.
Yeah, but I bet it's like one of those movies where they don't swear, and if they do, it's like butthead.
It's also, I might have seen the only funny clips in that video, in the trailer. Yeah.
The one who got away. No, not Ryan Lindgren. Ken Dryden was drafted 14th overall by Boston in the 1964 amateur draft. Days later, Boston traded Dryden along with Alex Campbell to Montreal for Paul Reed and Guy Allen.
Yeah.
Dryden was told by his agent that he had been drafted by Montreal and didn't find out until the mid-1970s that he had been taken by the Bruins. Wow.
Imagine that.
Wow.
Yeah, that one's a kick on the nuts.
A little bit.
Yeah.
The most points in an NHL season by a 36-year-old, Wayne Gretzky, 97, Timo Solani, 94, John Rattel, 94, Ovechkin, 90, Sakic, 87, Messier, 84, Crosby, 36. He has 25 points in 23 games played. He's on pace for 90 points a season. I saw another one of these where it was a 38-year-old player, and Joe Pavelski's going to end up being like the number one or number two.
Well, what's crazy about this is Crosby is on pace for, like they said, the 90 points there, which is going to make him, for every year of his career, over a point a game.
He's unbelievable.
He's the best. Like we've said many a time, he's the best third line grinder in the history of the hockey.
It's insane
because that's his mentality and that's how he plays.
He did have a shift the other night in overtime where somebody tweeted out and was like, "This is an inexcusable shift by Crosby," and then it's the only shift I've ever seen Sidney Crosby take where he wasn't on. And he was really? Like being super lazy with the puck. Like he must have been so fucking tired.
He must have been gassed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should have looked up the time on ice that game because he probably had like 28 minutes or something.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
probably.
Yeah.
And they always say Sid ends up turning on towards the end of the year, cranking up for the playoffs too. So.
Yeah. He does that. He's smart. He manages his body right. You know what? Another funny thing about Sid, my buddy from Patterson I talked about earlier is a big Pittsburgh guy. So Crosby picks I don't know if I've ever told you this, but Crosby picks a baseball hat at the beginning of every season. And he won't change it.
Like at the rink?
He goes to the pro shop. He picks out, they have like 35 styles of hat. He picks out a baseball hat and he wears it every post game. You watch his hats, if he's not wearing like a winter hat, but you watch his baseball hat by like spring, it's got all the sweat marks and everything.
Brownie, we should do that next year. We should get morning skate baseball hats and wear them and every year change our hat.
So we wear the same. Well, it's cold in the basement for me, so I sometimes wear a winter hat.
Suck it up, dude.
Well, I could put a winter hat over the baseball hat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll do that.
That could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, dump and change.
Fire it up.
Good NHL news, dude. 50 minutes in, I'm fucking cooling right now.
That was good. All right, dump and change. I want to make sure this is on camera. Loud Cup. Loudcup.com.
Loudcup.com.
So the Utah Jazz spoiled. Did you see this? They spoiled the Kraken Winter Classic jerseys. Did you see this at all?
Oh, I didn't see this. This was nuts.
A bunch of the Jazz players entered the arena wearing what can only, at the time, only be assumed are the classic jerseys for the Kraken. Seattle plays Vegas at T-Mobile Park January 1st. And then the NHL had to come out and be like, yeah, those are our jerseys. Again, the NHL just stepping on their dick every moment.
Yep.
The Oakland A's have joined their longtime football neighbors and have relocated to Las Vegas to welcome the team. The sphere lit up as a giant baseball with the A's logo on the sides, which was a pretty cool. I wonder how many accidents that thing has caused. You know what I mean? I wonder, could they sue James Dolan and MSG for it?
I don't know.
Lewiston, Maine, just 17 days after that shooting, claimed the lives of 18 innocent people. The boys soccer team won the state title. That's one of those things like sports. Yeah. And the Bruins had them and honored them at a recent game, which was kind of cool. LeBron James became the first in NBA history to reach 39,000 career points and also passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the most minutes played. Still a Jordan guy over LeBron. There was another pod of orcas.
This is like an orca podcast, dude.
I love orcas. So another pod of orcas disabled a catamaran in the Straits of Gibraltar and proved that the humans need to go back to the drawing board. The crew had plans to play a Spotify playlist that was called Metal for Orcas to deter the whales. It didn't work, and the pod made quick work of the boat's rudder and sank the boat. I wonder if the orcas got like hyped. Like if you had a great playlist for warm-ups.
Dude, hold on. Is this like a thing known by like sailors that there's a Spotify playlist called this? Or do you think that somebody was in
the guys on this catamaran created this playlist?
Oh, I thought that they like went on Spotify and searched for this because I was like, how high was the dude in the middle of the thing? Like,
yeah, maybe.
Hey, dude, there's probably a fucking playlist for this exact.
I'm sure the guy who came up with this idea was fairly high. But like there were I didn't know a single band or song on the playlist. It was all like Nash metal, fucking scream your head off, awful. Yeah. Hey, Will Ferrell, if you're listening, you big giant douche, pay attention. Eminem's daughter Haley got crowned homecoming queen for her school, and her dad watched a video feed from an empty classroom to not take away attention from his daughter on the night.
He also was a part of this new Fortnite like game that came out. I don't know. I know nothing about Fortnite, but essentially there was an Eminem like concert in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it happened a couple days ago. I wonder how much.
I gotta like Eminem's got some stuff that I'm not like. I think he could be a little bit of a punk, maybe, but I think he'd be cool to hang out with.
You think the real Slim Shady might be a little bit of a punk?
Yeah. I think he's matured. You know, German surfer Sebastian Stutner has set a Guinness World Record for riding the largest wave ever at 115 feet off the coast of Portugal. And my daughter, when we watched the video, she literally had her mouth hanging open and she looked at me and went like this. She goes, like she couldn't fathom it. I brought her outside to show her how high versus the house 115 feet were. Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. I fell down a tsunami video the other day on YouTube, just like searching like videos of tsunamis. They're not as like crazy as I thought they'd be.
No, these giant wave surfers are crazier videos than the tsunami videos.
I mean, it's still pretty fucking crazy, the whole tsunami thing, but I thought it was like 115 waves like crashing on a city.
No. How soft are you, NBA? In a game on Thanksgiving Eve between the San Antonio Spurs and the LA Clippers, Spurs head coach Greg Popovich grabbed the mic from the scorer's table and asked the Spurs fans in attendance to stop booing Kawhi Leonard. I mean, give me a fucking break. Is that not the softest thing you've ever heard?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Fair. Dock workers at Swedish ports are refusing to offload Teslas from ships. The cleaning crews aren't doing any cleaning of Tesla showrooms, and mechanics are not fixing any Tesla charging stations to protest Elon Musk being anti-union. Gotta pay the people, buddy. Yeah. And this last one is awesome. Texas A&M sent out a kickoff team in a recent game full of walk-ons versus Abilene Christian. They were up like 31-10 when they did this. The Aggies walk-ons recovered the kick, and the entire team was going crazy on the sideline.
11. Wait, yeah, there's 11 people on a football field, right?
Yeah.
11 Rudies, dude. Just
basically. Was there 11? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because isn't it the 12th man?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's 11 walk-ons, and they just went, and these kids were out of their minds. Yeah.
Sports.
There you go. So that's it for a dump and change.
All right, so let's I have some Rangers talk for you.
Hold
They're
on.
18.
Don't they do what's the chant for the Rangers?
Oh, some people think it's goal and some people think it's whoa.
I
It's
thought
like
it was
it's like a thing.
Oh. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
18-5-1. They got their 3,000th franchise win. They lost tonight to the Senators. I turned it off with like 3 minutes left because they weren't coming back.
I watched it the whole way, hoping for a big bench clearer.
Yeah, I don't know. Barclay Goodrow got hurt tonight, but
yeah, what happened? I missed the first period.
He got a puck to the face.
Oh, he'll be back.
And it must have been bad. Normally, a puck to the face, you come back. So that makes me a little bit worried.
If he lost teeth, he might not have. And he could have been
a hockey player. You keep fucking playing.
He could have been held up for concussion.
He has too much of a clean haircut, so maybe
he could be holding out for the concussion. They held those guys out.
So they lost tonight, but they beat the Sharks 6-5. They beat the Predators 4-3. They came back from 2 goals. Beat the Red Wings 3-2. They lost the Sabres 5-1, and they just bullied the Bruins 7-4. They beat the Philadelphia Flyers 3-1. How long ago was
that?
And we haven't podcasted in a while.
Oh, that's fair.
Heedle's been out since November 2nd with a concussion. Capo Caco hurt his knee against Buffalo really, really bad. I thought it was going to be out for the year. They said that he might not be, but in 20 games played, he only has 2 goals and an assist. The Rangers, they call up Johnny Brodzinski. Normally when the Rangers do this, they call somebody up and they kind of stick him on the 4th line. Well, Laviolette had him up on the 1st line in now 4 games played. He has 5 games played. He has 4 assists so far. Laviolette, I think this is what Johnny Brodzinski said. I think this is the first time in my career really that coaches are trusting me right away and putting me in a position to succeed. I think that's the most beneficial thing I've had so far. Good for him.
Isn't that Laviolette's thing? He's good with young guys. He just has a little trouble with the X and O's.
No, I don't think so. I think because Brodzinski's a little bit older and Lafreniere's kind of fucking crushing it right now.
Okay.
But Peter Laviolette on this, I think trying to put people in positions where they can be successful, that would be a spot for him to come up and show what he can do. On the power play, that's the type of situation, the type of line, then it's up to him. It's up to the people to make most of their opportunities. I don't have like the most updated quote, but essentially what he said is he's been crushing the AHL. He has good leadership. He has good skills. He likes getting pucks to the net. He was all about Brodzinski. So, and of course, I have all these fucking stats that aren't updated because the fucking game tonight. But one thing, Trocheck's leading the league in face-off percentage right now. The Rangers are 1st in the league in face-offs. 64% for Trocheck, 55% for Zibanejad, 53% for Bonino, 58% for Gaudreau. It's something that's been really, really, fun to watch. Lafreniere is almost a point per game ever since Trocheck's became his center. Trocheck's, dude, he only had 4 goals when Heedle got hurt, and now he's almost at a point per game clip since then. Panarin is just out of this world, just dancing on the ice right now. Zibanejad still gliding. Kreider's getting his points on the power play. Fox is back. I was really pumped about this, but now all the stats are kind of outdated, so it kind of pisses me off. But 10th in the league in penalty kill, 84.2%. 3rd in the league in the power play at 30%. 6th in the league in save percentage, 91.82, and they were 6th in block shots with 406. Prospects update: Brett Berard, 5th round, 134th overall, 20 games played, 5 goals, 7 assists for 12 points. Brennan Othman, 16th overall, 20 games played, 8 goals, 9 assists for 17 points. He had an overtime winner and a teddy bear toss goal in his last 3 games. He has 5 goals and an assist. So
I showed my daughter a clip of a teddy bear toss. She'd never seen it. She thought it was the greatest thing. I want to go.
Did you do something with your mic? Because your mic sounds a little different right now.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it sounds different. And then Gabe Perreault, 23rd overall pick. He's in Boston College right now. 16 games played, 4 goals, 19 assists for 23 points. He's tied 4th in NCAA. Yeah, and then he scored the other night, and he went by the opposing team's fan and hit him with a "Can you hear me?" celebration. And then Jonathan Quick notched his 60th career shutout. So Rangers, obviously the loss tonight definitely sucked. It was one of those where it just kind of blew, but it's where we're at for them.
Yeah, I will say tonight's game, they were fat. It was a very high, at least the second and third period, very fast pace, which I think Ottawa pushes the puck and they push the pace. That's the way they play. And I will say tonight, this is the first time it's happened watching Brady, is that he really reminded me of his dad. The way he positions himself and protects the puck by sticking his ass out, he's just such a beast out there.
Yeah, hey, Brownie, if you get a chance, I would look at your mic settings and make sure that you're connected to your mics. I don't know if you are right now.
Huh. Can you not hear me?
No, I can hear you. It just sounds very different.
Oh, all right. Hold on. That's why.
Morning skate difference right now. We're crushing the game.
What is this thing called again?
Snowball, I think.
Snowball. Hold on. I'm gonna unplug and replug.
How's now?
Oh, you're back.
All right.
All
But yeah,
right.
for some reason it's whatever, this fucking computer, but whatever. It was a work in progress down here.
You did
All right,
so
so your Boston Bruins, 17-4-3 and atop the Atlantic with 37 points, tied with the New York Rangers in the East. 7-point lead over Florida and 8 over Detroit. They're tied with Vegas for the NHL lead with a plus 22 goal differential. You guys are a plus 20 in New York. JVR has 16 points through 23 games at 1 million AAV. That's more points than Tarasenko, Huberdeau, Gaudreau, Domi, Colton Ross, P.L. Dubois, Tyler Bertuzzi, and Alice Killorn, who are all with new clubs at more AAV. Zdeno Chara, you ready for this one? This fucking guy won an Emmy for his Nessun documentary Chara at 100, and then he entered his first half Ironman this weekend in Daytona, and he won his division. Talk about built different. Jesus, this guy.
He has no off switch, dude.
No, none. You know, he used to train in the summer. He would do the Tour de France on his bike. He would do the route to train for fun. Yeah.
If I file that under something I would never want to do and never will do.
Yeah, same. The Bees won 3 straight before this little mini break they had. They host Buffalo on Thursday night. They got some practices in, as they only had one practice in the previous 10 days and previous 2 weeks, and it showed. Jim Montgomery's been juggling the lines a bit. He's got Coyle with Marchand and Heinen and DeBrusque with Zacha and Pasternak. It's a little more balanced, I think. The third line is Freddie with Patras and JVR. Actually, you know what's funny about JVR? In your mind, think of James Van Riemsdyk skating.
Not good.
Can you?
No.
Every image of him in my mind is him within 5 feet of the net doing something.
Yeah.
And when I see him skate, I'm like, oh, he's not that bad of a skater. I mean, who might have fucking say, right? But it's just funny. Morgan Geeky's last 2 games have stood out. He's played a 200-foot game. He actually is, Hal's gonna fucking hate this statement. Morgan Geeky may be offensive upgrade over Thomas Nosek.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, that's a low bar, but anyways, they put him at center one game and he's just been great. And Patras has been drawing a penalty every single game. Like the big bad Ryan Reeves running his mouth, all he did was board Patras, the youngest, smallest guy on the Bruins roster.
I saw a tweet today, the Canadian World Junior team or some shit, and he's not on the roster. So Montgomery
Patras isn't?
Yeah, so Montgomery must have been no on that.
Yeah, you know what's funny is, so when they went to play the Maple Leafs at the Scotiabank I think it was last Saturday night, 1 year ago today, or 1 year ago this weekend, Patras was at the game in the stands with his dad, and now a year later he's playing on the ice, which is a pretty cool little thing. Yeah, and both goalies look fucking dialed, and they're really pushing each other. It's something to see. It's really good. That's your Bruins. Okay. Northeastern. Oh, should we blow for Northeastern? I got the red. Loudcup.com. So Jules Constantinople has been named the Hockey East Defender of the Month. Gwyneth Phillips was named the Goaltender of the Week 2 in a row by Hockey East. She is currently at 1.22 goals against, a save percentage of .949 with 4 shutouts. And Ali Lalonde has been named Rookie of the Week by Hockey East last week. This kid, the dangles on this kid is crazy how good she is.
Sick last night.
The Huskies go to break on a 3-game win streak with podcast guest Skylar Irving, which will be coming out this weekend. She got the overtime game-winning goal versus PC, and per her dad, I get the honorary assist on it. He said for giving her the morning skate glow up. It's from his mouth, man.
So shout out to Skylar Irving because she likes all of her shit on Instagram. I love.
Oh, does she? Nice.
She does. You mentioned it's going to be out later this week. If you guys don't want to wait that long, head over to our YouTube channel.
I forgot.
We have it.
Yeah, if you want, you could hop on our YouTube channel and subscribe, and you'll get that shit fresh from the director's cut, the straight dope.
Oh, geez. Did I see Katie?
This is not the NCAA double.
Did I see Katie Knowles score a goal the other night?
She scored a goal, the game winner. She didn't do the monkey off her back, but she was pretty close to doing it. Yeah.
Love to see it.
Listen, Katie's been fucking kicking ass. The goals haven't come, but she's so focused on being the 3F high and her defensive responsibilities. But when they go out there, so the top line right now is Irving at center with Katie and Taze Thompson, another friend of the podcast. The three of them is the top line. And the way that all three of them skate, there's more to leadership than points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're setting the tone with hard shifts and extra effort and the hard back checks. And all three of them, I mean, they all do it, but so don't worry about the points. The points will come. Just keep playing the way you're playing.
All right.
My advice.
Do you have any beer league?
Nada. I haven't played. I have been too busy with work and sicknesses.
All right. So let's just hop into Heroes and Zeros.
All right. Oh, here's the zeros. There you go. You want to go first? You want me to?
I can go first. Hero of the week. It's Christmas tree season, Christmas smell season.
Nice.
Got the tree up.
Oh, you got it up.
Yep, got the tree up, which is always good to have.
Can I ask you how much? Is this bad to ask? How much that tree cost you?
So this is a fake tree. I do fake trees. Once I buy a house, I'll get a real tree, but this is a fake tree. And I don't know how much it was because I moved to Nashville. My mom got me this for Christmas, so I could have.
Oh, nice! That's a great Christmas gift. So we do real trees, and we go to the same place, and they've been creeping up. And I understand COVID, everybody took a hit, right? So the trees jumped up to like $80-$90 because they were short supply. We pulled up there the other day, and I looked at the trees. They were $175 fucking dollars.
It's insane, dude.
And I looked at my wife and I went, "What?" And then there's somewhere 180. There were some that were 200. And I originally thought the one was a dollar sign. I'm like, "Oh, $75." And I'm like, "Am I reading this right?" She's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "We're not getting them here."
My mom, I mean, she's gotten older. It sucks like dealing with like messes and shit. So she went out and she got like a $300 fake one that looks fucking legit. So she don't have to worry about that anymore. In 2 years, it's paid off.
Light a candle and spray it with that stuff. It'll smell like a real.
She has it. She has like these like little pine, like I don't know. They're specifically for Christmas trees that you hang up like deep into the Christmas tree that make it smell like a Christmas tree.
So we were up in Maine, and my daughter at some store found this like little pillow that's like filled with it's like this big, and it's filled with like I don't know what, like pine needles or something. It smells like a Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. And she was walking around the store holding it to her nose while we were doing stuff, and she's just like. So when she wasn't looking, I bought it for her. It's going to be a stocking stuffer. It'll be pretty funny.
Fair enough. So that's my hero, my zero of the week. I work night shift now, and I finally got back to a sleeping schedule, but there was about a week and a half where I was going with like 2 hours of sleep a night, and it was the worst thing.
It's hard, man. Yeah, it's hard.
It's tough, but picking up a ton of OT, paying off the bills, things are very good. So.
All right, so I have 2 heroes, 2 zeros. My first hero is Shaquille Leonard of the Indianapolis Colts. He was cut on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. The 3-time All-Pro from South Carolina stayed positive by continuing to donate turkeys to homeless shelters and people needing assistance, as he's done for a number of years. Later that same day is when he went out and did it. When he asked, he goes, "When I found out today, I was heartbroken. Now, just seeing the smiles on fans' faces, they're bringing joy to me." I'm remiss that I should have checked to see if he got picked up because I'm sure he did. Good player.
I'll look it up. That's a really cool thing to do.
Yeah. And then there's another thing. Talk about companies that don't need to do stuff. Lyft has a new program that will pick you up and take you to a job interview for free. And if you get hired, they will give you up to 3 weeks of free rides until you get your first paycheck.
He signed a 1-year deal with the Eagles. That's the team.
Good for him. Now I'm pulling for the Eagles in the NFC. So
cool for Lyft, by the way. This is like a really cool thing. You know?
Yeah, especially because I was reading something about the hurdles of people like trying to find a job and drag themselves out of like a bad situation. You need to have money for clothes. You need to have money for daycare. I mean, there's so many things that you don't think about. So good on Lyft. Like again, they didn't have to do that.
So I was talking to you earlier, I think off camera, about how I've been listening to Theo Von's podcast, and he brought on Dana White, who runs the UFC, and he was talking about how he just did a partnership with Bud Light. And if you're listening, you're living under a rock. There was a lot of controversy with Bud Light and like
I just saw Peyton Manning Bud Light commercial.
Yeah, it was like a whole thing with like people being pissed off about like all sorts of stupid shit. And what Dana White had to say is, essentially that you're dumb if you don't support Bud Light because they offer, I forget how many jobs to Americans.
Yeah.
If there's like something really, really shitty that happens, they close down their factory and they make it just for water.
Don't you remember when they did that for New Orleans? They bottled all the water. Yeah.
So he said that their values line with his values. And I'm not a Bud Light drinker, but like I thought it was fucking. I don't
particularly like Bud Light, but I don't have a problem.
And then like he talked about how like Theo Von. He had a podcast with, I think his name's Robert Kennedy Jr. or something like that.
Oh, that fucking guy. Yeah.
Well, Peloton came out and was like, you need to take down this episode. And Dana White's like, who the fuck are they to tell you what you can and can't do? And on that very moment, Dana White talked to one of his guys and he's like, do we have Pelotons in UFC gyms? And like, yeah. And he goes, not anymore. And he got rid of all the Peloton bikes.
Which is his right. Much as
I thought it was cool that he's sticking up. He's like, who the fuck are they to tell me what I can and can't do? But I thought that was cool.
But Peloton also has the right to pull their sponsorship. Everyone has that right.
But I think that went far worse for Peloton than it did for Theo Von and Dana.
Peloton's mismanaged everything. They're in a lot of trouble financially anyways. All right, so I have 2 zeros. One is me because I still don't know how to do fucking laundry apparently because I have this super nice
dude, I even know how to do laundry.
No, I know how to do laundry, but I have this super nice like wool like hoodie sweater. This thing cuts the wind. It's like the best like post-hockey parking lot hoodie.
Put in the dryer?
I must have, because I went to put it on and I was like, it fits my wife perfectly. She's so happy. She's so happy. Yeah. And she goes, did you put this in the dryer? I'm like, apparently. And she's like, well, thank you. And I'm like, well, count it as a Christmas gift. So
yeah, well, she should get you one for Christmas. It sounds like it meant a lot to you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe. And then my other zero, before you posted your Trocheck thing, and before Disco posted his the Capitals getting curb stomped by the Coyotes, if you on the homepage of our blog has 10 blogs. Cronin had one. Preston had one.
Call them out.
I don't remember who else had one, but I had fucking 6.
Okay. All right. Well, I had a couple in there. I had a Trouba one. Like
I don't know, but I think that's older. I don't know the 10 that were on there. At one point, I looked at it in the last few days, and I had 6 out of the 10. Listen.
Sounds like we got to get Ken to come up with do you want to write for the morning skate? And at this point, I don't care if we have more than one writer for each team. I don't give a fuck. Whoever writes.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to do a fucking blog. Like Jenks, I'm going to specifically go at Jenkins. Jenkins, are you still out in the oil rigs for 2 weeks at a time? You can write some fucking blogs between pulling your pud, buddy.
Fink did say he was going to take a step back.
No, I didn't say Fink, but there's a lot of other writers. I think Richie had one up too. Shout out Richie.
Richie did well on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's another thing. So if you're posting, if you're one of our bloggers and you're posting in Facebook groups, make sure they get fucking posted. Because I copped on to the fact that there's like 3 Bruins groups that don't post my stuff. So I'm leaving the fucking group because what the fuck do I care with these knuckle dragging fucking morons? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy.
All right,
dude. When the Lucic news came out, you wouldn't believe how many people. I'm getting fucking DMs for the paragraph I wrote saying like, fuck you, you don't know the story. He's innocent. His wife's making it up. Like, oh, do you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. So
I'm sure there were some people who read your blogs and enjoyed it too. So if you're listening to the podcast, make sure they are good. They are good.
Thank you.
That's where our heroes and zeros is. And now we're just going to do our 3 stars. All right, 3 stars. You texted me. The 3 stars of the week is top 3 players whose jerseys you want for Christmas, not from our teams, and 3 current and 3 retired people. So
now, what I did is, if they ever even played for the Bruins, I took them off my list. So that took off.
I have 2 on my list that played for the Rangers, and only one of them I like. The other one I just picked him because he's like really the only one on the team that I care.
Well, that's why Iginla's not on my list. Because he played for the Bruins.
All right, so 3 present jerseys. My third is the Canucks black jersey, JT Miller.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think that'd be kind of a sick jersey to wear. They should make those jerseys full time. Those black jerseys are sick. Get like the old Pavel Bure, Trevor Linden jerseys.
Yeah, that's a good one. So my number 3, Sid.
Wow.
Yeah, my number 3 is Crosby. Oh, I'm not into jerseys like that. Just give me the fucking Penguins jersey. I don't Crosby.
Right. My number 2.
The only jerseys I know are like the heritage jerseys, like the Hispanic heritage for Vegas, are sick. Those purple ones, Oh, all right. I guess I could do it that way. I like, if you're gonna give me a Crosby one, give me the throwback with the Yager penguin, that era penguin with a Crosby on it.
Okay.
87.
My number 2 star is a black Travis Konechny Philadelphia Flyers jersey.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I like that.
All right, so my number 2 is the purple Kings jersey, Drew Doughty.
I figured you were gonna go with that. You love the purple Kings jerseys.
Those purple jerseys are sick.
My number 1 jersey, I think it's the number 1 jersey. I fucking love it, especially outside Original 6. Is Zuccarello, Minnesota Wild, the green and yellow ones.
Oh, nice, yeah.
They're nasty.
So my number 1 is the red Florida Panthers. Give me the Matthew Tkachuk for current.
So I thought about that, but I don't really like the Panthers jerseys. If they had like the old school Scott Mellenby Panther jersey, I'd get.
Oh, like the Panther jumping.
Yeah.
So I do have honorable mentions.
I also have honorable mentions.
Whoa! Look at that! This is the first time ever.
Yep,
all right,
so
we'll go back and forth. You go one, I'll go one.
Connor Bedard, white Blackhawks jersey.
Oh, nice one. McDavid, the orange Oilers jersey.
Okay. Ryan Lindgren, the Rangers home blue.
I have Ryan Lindgren also. Ryan Lindgren also.
Oh,
but I have the blue range. Is that the one you talk about? The diagonal
the
Ranger?
home blue.
Yeah, the home blue. Same jersey. Nice.
And then I also have either Tkachuk brother.
Okay.
And then I also have, if the Flames had someone cool, I'd pick them. That's also what I had on here.
Right.
But there's no player on their team. Maybe a Kadri jersey. There's nobody on their team. Maybe Rasmus Anderson.
You don't want to do AJ Greer?
You mean lifelong Calgary Flames fan? AJ Greer went to all the games at the Bell Center, right? Yep.
I have Cale Makar, just because, he's so nasty. And I do like the Bigfoot jersey with that big foot. I like that one. And then my last one is the Vegas Golden Knights, the purple Hispanic heritage one, that jersey, Shea Theodore.
Wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting that name.
Oh, I just love Shea Theodore's game. So
all right. 3 jersey pass.
Wait, what were your international ones? Were they current or retired or what?
I have 3.
Because Ked did international, I did NCAA.
Okay, so international, Brian Leach USA jersey.
Nice one.
I have Henrik Lundqvist yellow Sweden jersey.
Oh, I see what you did there.
And a Matt
Zuccarello, all your Rangers internationally.
And a Matt Zuccarello Norway jersey.
Well, that was the other part of this. Ked couldn't pick Rangers guys. I couldn't pick Bruins. So mine are, I went Northeastern. I'm going the Reds, the alternate third jersey. Give me
the red jerseys are fucking sick, dude. The new ones that they just come out with, those are nasty.
So sick. In my blog I wrote, I was like, hey, Coach Carp, if you're reading this, I'll take a 28. I put up because they've been on the podcast. I only did 4, so sorry, Skylar, your podcast hasn't been released yet. I went I went Meg Carter, Abby Marone, Taze Thompson, and then the premier power forward in women's hockey today, Katie Knoll.
Yeah, I'd probably get a Katie Knoll jersey.
Those are mine.
Katie Knoll red jersey for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Past players now.
Yep. I
have honorable mentions for these as well.
All right.
My 3rd star, a Paul Kariya white Anaheim Ducks jersey.
Oh, I have Anaheim in my honorable mentions.
Or a Paul Kariya University of Maine jersey.
Those Maine jerseys are really nice. Yeah. My 3rd one is Brendan Shanahan, Detroit white jersey.
That's a good one, dude. That's a really good one. Yeah. That's a good one. My 2nd one, you're going to appreciate this. A Jerome McGinley red Calgary Flames jersey.
As it should be,
buddy. That's a tough fucking jersey.
He's off. He's not on my list because he played for the Bruins. That was my rules I made for myself. My number 2.
Oh, actually, that was an honorable mention for me. My bad. I fucked up.
Right.
I fucked up. A Wayne Gretzky white Liberty jersey.
Oh, the Rangers one? Yeah. Okay. So my number 2 is a Chicago Blackhawk red jersey, Big Buff.
Oh, that's a cool jersey. Not many people probably have that jersey.
That's a fucking throwback. Yeah. I mean, I like the Winnipeg one too, but when they won the cup, he started showing up for games in like the red suits and stuff, and he was feeling it. And I just remember him in the red. Yeah.
My number 1 jersey, and it's hard for me to put him on here because I've tried to get him on the podcast and he declined. Scott Mellenby, Florida Panthers.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were close with him at one point. Yeah.
His daughter follows us and shit. That's who I talk to. But
yeah, you want to talk about tough? Here's my number one for a team I fucking hate, but I loved him and they were okay in my mind at the time.
Tomas Plekanec, Montreal Canadiens.
No. Give me the blue and white Toronto Maple Leaf Wendell
Clark. Yeah. that's a sick jersey, dude.
Yeah.
So sick. I think Missing Curfew came out with a Wendell Clark highlight reel the other day, and it was like, holy fuck, this guy was built different.
The best way I've ever heard Wendell Clark described was when he was a rookie. It was in the paper. I don't know if it was Kevin Paul DuPont, former guest on the podcast. I don't remember if he wrote it or he put it in his Sunday notes, but they described him as, imagine throwing a running chainsaw into a pile of stuffed animals.
That's a sick.
That's the best description of him and his game.
Can you imagine walking around knowing that somebody described you that way? How cool that would be.
If you're listening and you don't know who Wendell Clark is or haven't watched, it's worth a half hour on YouTube for sure.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Yeah. So who are your honorable mentions?
Well, Aginla.
Oh, yeah.
The Jaromir Jagr Black Penguins jersey.
Yep.
And any Jordan 2-2 jersey. Probably the Predators.
Oh. Yeah, the Nashville one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had for my honorable mentions, I had Getzlaf for Anaheim, Niedermeyer for Anaheim, because I just love the way he played.
I hate the Devils, but if I were to get a Niedermeyer jersey, it'd be a Devils Niedermeyer.
Well, I don't like the Devils jerseys. That's why I went with the other. Unless you do the green, white, and red one.
That's fair.
Those are fair. And then my last one was Stevie Y. Yeah.
Not bad, dude.
Oh, and then my college ones, same deal. The Huskies red, Brooke Hobson, Tessa Ward, Chloe Arard, and Alina Mueller. Those are my four.
Figured you were gonna go with that one.
Yeah.
Then I just have one other jersey I want to talk about. Do you remember the Eastern Conference, Western Conference jerseys back in the day when they were teal and purple?
Yeah.
The teal Eastern Conference jersey was fucking sick. I'd get a Leech jersey of those.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
But that's what we have for the podcast. Hour 21 minutes.
Live.
Loud Cup, dude. Yep. Loudcup.com. So yeah.
Are these not the best things for like hockey parents? I mean, think about it. You're at the rink and you're drinking your whatever because it's insulated, so it keeps it warm and cold.
Yep.
So
I can imagine some drunk hockey parent just blowing on that, just pissing everybody off. It'd probably be me, realistically. But
fair enough.
That's what we have.
Better than a cowbell, I'll tell you that.
Skylar Irving's podcast is live on our YouTube right now, so if you want to check that out, check it out. It'll be released on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you find your podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Instagram's blowing up, dude. Like, we're posting shit that get like 80,000 likes like regularly.
Crazy.
It's pretty fucking nuts.
Did I tell you? Oh, I'll tell you. I had something. I got an email from Facebook. Weirdly.
It's probably a scam. Also, I was at work and people were asking me about like this podcast and shit. And I told my one buddy, because he just started betting hockey. He's like, yeah, I'll check it out. And he went on. He's like, dude, I liked your post like a couple days ago. I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, he didn't realize it was you.
Had no idea.
Oh, that's funny.
So, yeah, that's what we have for podcast. And Brownie, anything else?
As always, God bless you, Jerome McGinley, wherever you are. My Christmas wish for you is that you come on the podcast sometime, big guy.
And I also just want to talk about how the fact that we've done so many live podcasts, and not one time we've said anything problematic. So stick taps for us. We're pretty good. Oh, wait, maybe we'll do loud cups for us.
You totally jinxed us for a future, but
it's fine. I feel good. But thanks, guys, for tuning in. We will talk to you soon. Again, Skylar Irving's podcast is going to be out very soon. And everybody enjoy your week. We will talk to you shortly.
I want to get one last in.